Consistency is the key to all of your problems being resolved, but how do you be consistent? The truth of the matter is the only reason you're not where you want to be right now is because you haven't actually learned to be the person where this is a non-negotiable. If I wanted to, let's say, lose 20 pounds, the only reason I'm actually, sorry, my dad's birthday cake, struggling with consistency is because I haven't actually just decided to be the person that wants to get healthy. I'm not actually struggling with the monotonous routine of every single day going to the gym and eating better and choosing grilled foods over fried foods. That's not my actual problem. My actual problem is that I haven't decided to be the person where exercising is just a non-negotiable. This is just who I am now. I haven't actually decided to be the person where eating healthy is just who I am, and this is my lifestyle, and this is how I operate, and this is how I get things done. This is just not who I am yet. The reason that I struggle with consistency of going to the gym or going to yoga is not because I actually have a schedule that's more busy and crazier than Johnny Depp or somebody who's actually has a busy schedule. I don't know. It's not because of that. It's because I haven't made it a non-negotiable. There was a point in time in my life where hot yoga every single day was a non-negotiable. It was a non-negotiable because that's just who I was, because I decided to be a healthy person and I decided to lose weight. And then when I went overseas, I didn't have access to the same facilities. I didn't have access to the same foods. I didn't have access to a lot of things that were the same. And so I started to put on weight. And as a consequence of putting on that weight, I decided to make yoga negotiable, not non-negotiable. In order to make yourself successful, in order to spearhead yourself into success, things have to be a certain way. And that way is, who would I be being if this was a non-negotiable? Who would I be being? What habits, routines, and behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs would I be having? Actions that I would be taking if I was manifesting what I wanted in the next 30 days, no matter what. Imagine someone has a gun to the person you love most's head. And said, if you don't manifest this thing that you've been trying to manifest for 3 years in 30 days, I'm going to blow their brains out all over the concrete. You would all of a sudden find the consistency. You would all of a sudden find the motivation. You would all of a sudden start to detach from these negative stories and start to rewire new stories into your brain. Not because anything profound happened, but because it's just, there is no other choice. You ever heard of the concept of burning the bridges? Burn the bridges means there is no plan B. And the problem is you haven't fully stepped into it. You haven't fully decided to be healthy. You haven't fully decided to be abundant. You haven't fully made it a non-negotiable. You haven't made it to the level of severity of a gun being pointed to the person you love's most's head. Burning the bridges is all about cutting off any possible ways of retreating. And this was a popular military tactic, apparently, way back in the day, where when soldiers had to cross a bridge, they would burn that bridge so there was no way to go back. There was no way to retreat. There was no way. There was only forward. There was only figuring it out. Because there was no room for failure. Failure just means you stopped trying. Because if you say, I'm going to get this no matter what, and you just keep pivoting and you keep pivoting and you keep pivoting, eventually you hit it because you just don't quit. Here's your sign to be the person. Go all in. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Everything you've ever wanted. And if that's the worst thing that's going to happen, I think that if you can believe in the Tooth Fairy, if you can believe in Santa Claus, if you can believe in the Easter Bunny, you can believe in yourself. You've got to let go of what's killing you, though. These negative limiting beliefs are like a cancer that's killing you. How are they actually benefiting you? Why do you still have them in your head? And how can you start to remove them now by applying more discipline consistently? Consistently doesn't mean let me just do the same thing over and over again. Who would I be being if this was a non-negotiable? If I was manifesting this in 30 days or less, what would I be doing differently? How would I be thinking, feeling, walking, talking, acting, representing myself? Share this with a friend who needs it, and follow for more.